with some more Derby County. Merry Christmas. Well, actually, it's Boxing Day, but we'll count that as close enough. This is close enough. It's fine. Our Boxing Day game is a nice little away trip to Blackburn, which should be an entertaining one. They're up in 8th and 5 points off the playoffs right now. So they're definitely going to be a challenging team. It wants us to go cautious against them, because we do know that they are going to be a tough team to take on. We have so many issues at right wing, it's actually slightly ridiculous. Alexander's limited to 45 minutes. And Saba is dead on his feet. So he's going to have to come in. Injuries are starting to play a part now in this. Like, big time. Rudd's going to stay in goal. I think the rest will stay the same. But injuries and playing every 5 seconds are starting to take their toll. But we're going to swiftly get into this first game of the day. Hopefully we can get a few in today. I think we normally get about 6. Hey, Y-Baller, good to see you. How's it going today? Sure, they like media giving them credit. That's good to know. And we're in the pink kit today. I say today for this game. As I didn't notice, they've got 3 strikers. Adds a formation and a half. I'd imagine their fullbacks are going to be coming up as well. Those 2 strikers are probably sort of either deep lying or pressing or something. Or he's more of a deep lying and those 2 are more advanced. It'll be something along those lines. We've made them kind of panic a little bit, but yeah, okay, so looks like the outside strikers are the ones. Maybe not. I'm not sure what this formation's doing actually, it's a bit weird. Long ball, that's not good. Hamilton seemingly has a lot of pace. Well, that was just terrible marking, really. Haven't played since we finished yesterday. So I've literally just advanced about 3 days. So this is the first game since the Birmingham game, which was the end of last stream. But how many times is that now that our opponent has scored their first shot? It feels like that's happening every single time. Can I berate? I can. It feels like it's happening every time at the moment, that every shot that the opponent has on target just goes in. Somehow we've had all of this, and yet that was the only highlight. Sorry, it's press together. That was my initial thought, and I assumed sort of the fullbacks would be the ones coming up, and then they'd kind of have, they've realised they're winning. They have realised they are winning, and they have just smacked everybody at the back now. They're like, hang on, we've taken the lead. Everyone back! Whoever this Cox guy is seems to be really good. Might have to have a look at him. Can Brown get round him? Sort of. We could get a chance here. Sibley! That was a terrible shot. Not going to lie, Louis. That was terrible. But again, it just feels like every shot on target the opponent has just goes in at the moment. I also have no idea who Jack Vale is. Is he a regen? No, he's actually a really, really good player. Fair enough. He actually looks really good. And then Cox in centre mid. He is a regen on loan from Fulham. Yeah, that tackling is ridiculous. He's definitely not the full, complete package yet, but he does look good. Sibley's tired. That's a problem. Because I don't have an attacking midfielder. So what we're going to do, we're going to put Hugel in behind and play him as a shadow striker. Yep, that's happening. And Alexander has had an injury recently, but as have every single right winger I've got in the club, all 3 of them. Are they really going to win off one shot? Are you kidding me? One shot and they're going to win. They must have played the most perfect defensive game you've ever witnessed. Everyone's tired. Nobody wants to play anymore. Osborne's going to come on for Robertson, because Osborne is as much a deep-lying playmaker as he is a winger. Is this... Oh, my goodness me. This could be a very, very long stream. If this is how every game's going to go, they've had one shot and they've won. Okay, they got a second shot right at the end. That is one of the most boring games you will ever see, and Blackburn just scored one header. I think they attacked legitimately once. They attacked once, scored, and just went, defend! And played the most perfect game you've ever seen. But we are in a horrible run of form. The 2 wins at the back end of last stream seem to have not meant anything. Oh, sure, we'll do press conference. That's always going to be tough. Barry. I don't think Barry did it. Yeah. The fact that it was one shot until the 92nd minute, and then they got a second one, and we had at least double figures. It's, yeah, that was one of those games. Sol Hamilton, on loan from Norwich. This guy was legitimately playing up front, wasn't he? He started up front. That is weird. That is very odd. Yeah, that's strange. If we can't beat Crew, then I'll pack it in. I will just pack it in if we can't beat Crew. Although 2 games in 3 days is a bit of a problem. But it is 2 teams at home down the bottom. But I know exactly what is coming. This game is so predictable, I know exactly what is going to happen. And we probably won't win either of these games. These are the kind of ones that Football Manager just loves to make absolute. We've got 2 youngsters joining on the 2nd of January. They are that Canadian goalkeeper that I did not buy. That was not me. No transfers, not scouting. Jeff Hendricks playing for Tenerife. What? That's weird, but okay. So we've got this goalkeeper coming in. Canadian? I don't think they're particularly known for their football, but okay. And then I brought in Martin Reynolds, except he's... Oh my God. Except he's injured for 3 months. Goodness me. He's a left-footed centre-back, which is what we really need at the moment. And if he can progress, then he's going to definitely have a spot somewhere for us. Would have filled in for the under-23s, but no, he's injured. The game is just determined to injure all of my players right now, and it's actually a little bit sad. Like, just stop injuring my players, please. We've also forgotten how to score a goal, which is quite fun. The Crew game, I might revert back to the 4-4-2, just because Sibley kind of needs a rest. And that, it created chances, we just have apparently forgotten how to score. We've completely forgotten what a goal is. There's a bid for somebody. Inter Miami making a bid for Will Volks. Honestly, I will accept that. That's not bad, actually. Wrexham have withdrawn. Really? So I wanted them to play Kershaw centre mid rather than attacking mid. And they backed out the loan. Obviously, since they made that offer, I changed the formation. So actually him playing attacking mid wouldn't have been so bad. So now I'm a bit of an idiot. Hopefully somebody else will come in for him. And if they want to play him attacking mid, they can. There's a QPR win. They started really well, and they have dropped off, to put it kindly. There's a win over Coventry. Goodness me, shouldn't this be an easy 2 games? And it will not be. Oh boy, it won't be. If we don't get results from these games, I think we might have to just accept that this season had a really good start and then probably didn't get any better. Or probably just got worse. Well, I suppose it couldn't really get any better. You know, top of the league, you can't really get better than that. I suppose you could just win every single game, but considering this isn't really my team yet, this is a lot of the players that were here before, I would still count like top half as a success, even though it looks like a complete bottle job and a drop-off. Hey Bryce, how's it going? How are you today? Good to have you here. I like how the 2 people in the chat and viewing and stuff have we've got 1, 2, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks very much for the follow, Bryce. I'm doing well, mate. Thanks very much for asking. Here's me being a little bit. Are you first? No, I'm 4th now. And Louis Barry's got a cold. Are you really going to miss 2 games with a cold? Oh dear. But yeah, Bryce, I'm doing good, thank you. I'm going to be a little bit diggy, a little bit intriguey. What brings you here, Bryce? Is it because I know I put a tweet out. I don't know whether it's Twitter or if you've just noticed the stream here, or is it just kind of a gaming thing? I'm always just intrigued. I like to know things. It probably sounds a bit weird, but I just like to know things. I'm going to play maybe and just notice the stream. Fair enough. Are you... Well, it sounds that. Do you regularly play, like, management games, or is... are you... Well, I suppose the best way to get into football is FIFA. So, it kind of starts with FIFA, and then once you start to get a knowledge of football, or if you're like a statistics nerd or something like that, winning 11-0. What? Play FIFA and FM. Very nice. I gave up with FIFA. I had another save going on Football Manager that I backed off after about 2.5 seasons, but then got back into it. So decided to start streaming because why not? Hopefully as well, in game, the matches should run a little bit smoother. I've lowered some of the graphics. So I'm hoping that we get some better flow in the matches, I suppose is the way of putting it. He doesn't play the way I'd like, although he might actually. We'll leave that for now. Easy win predicted against Crew. I mean, it's definitely a thought. Do you like stream, or is it just like a kind of a thing? Obviously, I'm not kind of massive on just randomly jumping in with people that I don't know. No, I mean, that's fair enough, but I'm not massive on sort of jumping into something with someone I really don't know. I have I'm currently doing an online save with a personal friend of mine that is not streamed. So I am already kind of doing one. But for now I'll kindly say no for now, but if we kind of, you know, if you hang around or whatever and we can potentially sort something out, if you don't want to play, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'd say no, just because obviously I don't know you, kind of thing. I'd rather play it with people that I know, so I can like chat with them and stuff like that. But certainly, like if you stick around and we are able to, get on or whatever, then potentially in the future. But yeah, sort of for now, I'd just won 13-0. Who were you playing? Film the story. Good. Who were you playing against? Were you playing against like a 5th tier team? What happened there? And also, can you like tell me the tactics? I need them right now. I need some help. I am. Oh, hang on. I can show you. Oh, that's Twitter, you idiot. If you can see, that is Leicester City. That is indeed the team I support. We've got Y-Ball as a QPR fan. Man United fan. Fair enough. I've known a few people who are Man United fans. But here's the classic question. I wonder if you get this question a lot. Are you actually from Manchester? Just a semi-pro team in the cup. I was gonna say 13-0. I didn't think it was like a La Liga match or anything. That would have been a little bit wild if you just casually beat a team. Yeah, fair enough. I'll give you that one. Normally, I feel like most Man United fans are from like London. But to be fair, when I was a kid, I was an Arsenal fan, but that was because of the team that was coming through at the time. So that was early to mid 2000s Arsenal, when they were winning most things. So the Henry, the Bergkamp, David Seaman in goal, all those kind of players. And then after that, so is that kind of a Man United your first team, but Bolton's kind of your backup team kind of thing? Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, I mean, Bolton have had some very tough times. It's hopefully turning around for them. Your choice. Yeah, I'm a fan of them. Though, yeah, but I mean that's absolutely fair enough. Who's your favourite United player then? All time. I'm opening it up. Best United player of all time. I say all time. Maybe the past 20 years, like this century. Obviously, all time you're looking at like George Best, Eric Cantona, those kind of names. I suppose more recent. Rooney CR7, very solid choices. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you don't really get much better than that. I'd actually wonder with Manchester United fans, where do they fit Bruno Fernandes in right now? Like, if you're creating a team of the 21st century for Manchester United, does Bruno Fernandes get in that team already? Because, like, I mean, goalie, you're either going De Gea or Van der Sar. Right back's probably Gary Neville. Centre back's going to be Ferdinand Vidic. Left back, Evra? Maybe Dennis Irwin? Was he? I think he was 2000s. And then you get to the centre mid, and you've got what? You got Paul Scholes, Pogba on his day. Who else? Who else has played midfield for Manchester United? I mean, Matic wasn't that good. He was better at Chelsea. Bruno, Roy Paul. Yeah. Oh, of course, Roy Keane. Completely just blanked on Roy Keane there for no reason. Anybody else? So you can have, yeah, Fernandes, Keane. I think a Keane, Scholes, Fernandes midfield would actually be really good. Like if you put those three together, and then you get Rooney up front, Cristiano Ronaldo out wide. Who's the other winger though? The other wing is an interesting question. Of who you would put there? Oh, of course. Yeah, no, that's not a question, is it? That's not a question. Of course it's Ryan Giggs. What am I on about? Oh, I'm having a moment. I'm having a very slow morning? I'm having a really slow time. Afternoon. Goodness me. I'm all over the place. Well, I was going to change this back to the 4-4-2, but Barry's ill, so I guess not. Which is unfortunate. Osborne for O'Dowda. Sibley is tired, but Itton can actually play there. I do wonder as well, actually, if you took, like, the 2000s teams and actually put them into a league against each other, which team would win the league? Because I think it would either be... I don't know, actually. I think it'd be like a 5-team battle. I think it'd be a really good battle, that would. Because you'd have Chelsea, because their team from Mourinho. You'd have Liverpool, a lot of more recent players. Manchester City, a lot of more recent players. And then Man United and Arsenal, sort of mid-2000s players. You get everybody in their prime, make a league out of that. That would be an incredibly close league. And I don't know how close Spurs would get. Spurs would be an interesting one on how close they would get in that. Because I'm trying to think of a Tottenham team. I mean, Lloris is probably the keeper. Then you can put Kane up front. You've got Son. You've got Bale. I don't know. Spurs team would be interesting. I don't think it wouldn't compete with sort of the top 5. As we are just getting countered into the floor by Crew, apparently. We're just going to go attacking. If they counter us, they counter us. We've just got to try and outplay them at this point. They're heavily countering us, but their chances haven't been great. I'm second row in my in December right now. That's pretty impressive. Considering Barcelona, Real Madrid, Sevilla, Atletico, there's some good teams in there. So second's very impressive with Valencia. Are Valencia struggling this year? Go on, Hugo. Count. Oh, it's gone straight in. I mean, I'll take it. Man United team. Van der Sar, Neville, Evra, Vidic, Rio, Bruno, Roy, Scholes, Giggs, CR7 or Beckham, Cole, Rooney or York. I think Rooney would be the striker. Andy Cole and Dwight York obviously were an amazing partnership, but I don't think they quite get to Rooney level of like individual player. I don't know how you forget David Beckham, but I somehow did. I feel like Beckham needs to get in that team. Yeah, Teddy Sheringham, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think Solskjaer would be good for the bench. He was very good at coming off the bench and scoring goals. So was Chicharito, actually. He was really good at that as well. But obviously, he's not their level at all, but he was good at coming off the bench and scoring. But somehow we've gone back to the top of the league and actually have no idea how that's happened. Yeah. There's a lot of you could almost make. Oh, go on, Sibley. Straight keeper. It'd be interesting actually how United's like second team would do. If you said, let's take the top 11, leave them out, just put a secondary 11 together of Manchester United's sort of all, well, not all time, but again, 2000s team, and just see how that team would get on in the Premier League. As we nearly score again, Hugo shot blocked. But being able to see how that team would do. So if you took De Gea in goal, not sure who would be the right back, because Neville kind of just dominated for so long. Osborne, oh, it's off the line. Beckles, off the line somehow. Phil, oh yeah, I suppose you could have Neville anyway, couldn't you? You could just put Phil there. Story's offside. Yeah. Also, this is, I believe, this is Jussi Jääskeläinen's son in goal for Crewe, Will Jääskeläinen. Itten can play attacking mid. Gilby can and O'Dowda can. We're going to try Itten, just to see how he gets on in this position. He's struggled a little bit up front, so I'm intrigued to see how he gets on this way. We need a second goal. But Jääskeläinen is playing a blinder. This is like watching Jussi in his prime at Bolton. What a man he was. Jussi Jääskeläinen. I'd mentioned I used to be an Arsenal fan. Jussi Jääskeläinen, single-handedly, that man frustrated the life out of me. Because every time Arsenal played Bolton in the Prem, Jussi Jääskeläinen would just play incredibly. I think he's one of the most underrated goalkeepers in Premier League history, just because he played for Bolton. Like that team that got into Europe, that Allardyce put together, that was like JJ Okocha, Jussi Jääskeläinen, Ivan Campo. That was such a wild team. How that team got put together, I will never know. But it was quite something, that group. We've certainly turned the shots around, but we've still only scored one, which worries me, because this can happen. Because no one's marked Kirk, who fortunately blocked the shot. Ooh, that can happen, and I don't like it. Whoa, everybody got tired. Okay. Gilby? Let's go Gilby for Robertson and play Robertson deep line. Yeah, they don't look a great players from Swans. Exactly. I said that would be another interesting thing to do, actually, is look at... Oh, I'm just up there. Yeah. You can look at a lot of teams and say the same thing, though. Blackburn had the same thing. Blackburn have had that twice now in the Premier League era. They've had two sets of owners mess them up. You've had Newcastle, you've had Bolton, Charlton. Goodness me. You could go through almost every team that's been relegated and say it was probably ownership that did a lot of it. I'm slightly annoyed that we only won by one and it was a cross that just happened to go in. Great time to score. It just makes us do good. Our researching? Yeah, no, I'm very aware of this. And Ong, yeah, he might play a little bit. But that was our final game of 2023. We just got 100,000 for Rafferty. I did just start thinking, why are the German managers spending so much time over here watching our games? It's a winter break in Germany. That's why. They can. I wouldn't say City are good. They're fake fans just made out of money. My argument is with Manchester City, they've just done what Chelsea did. But, like, bigger. Well, I would be interested if you took Chelsea from the mid-2000s and you inflated the transfers they made to the amounts that are being spent now. Who would have actually spent more out of Chelsea and Manchester City? That is a question right there of who's actually spent more. Thousands team. I don't know either, but I think that would be like an interesting thing if someone knew about inflation and could pick out kind of the amounts and stuff that have changed. It'd be a really interesting idea of actually how much would be the difference there. Drug ball sorts, yeah, exactly. I mean, you're looking at a Chelsea team, you're looking at Petr Ashley Cole. As much as a former Arsenal fan, it hurts me to say Ashley Cole. John Terry. Ooh. It gets interesting because there have been a lot of very good players who have played for Chelsea. But then also I think everyone's slipped at some point. Oh, that's not that Giggs. I just noticed Giggs getting sacked. It's not that one. You've got to admit that John Terry was a hell of a player, though. Like, yes, the slip in the Champions League final. But he was still a hell of a player. Apparently, just everyone slips over. Both, but yeah. I mean, superb players, just wrong place, wrong time. I think is probably the best way to put it. Didn't Cristiano Ronaldo miss in that shootout? The Champions League one in Russia. Didn't Ronaldo miss? This is very true. Whenever you talk about a London club, you know that either people are going to go, "Oh, I absolutely love him, class player, was a legend," or you're going to get, "I hate him because he was good." It's probably almost a compliment for like John Terry, anyone who's been a famous player in London. It's a compliment when the other team's fans and so many clubs are saying, "We hate you." Because it means you did good. Terry lost in the final against Man U and Steven lost the Prem after, so don't slip now. That was just amazing coincidence that, you know, they win a game, Gerrard gathers them in, "Don't let this slip now, boys." Instantly slips against Chelsea. The whole connotation behind that was incredible. And then the 3-3 with Palace as well. Dwight Gale. Everyone has to remember that was Dwight Gale that scored twice in that game, I think it was. Although also, Liverpool manager at the time, Brendan Rodgers. So, I'm not saying too much. He's doing a hell of a job with us, so I'm not going to have a go at Brendan there. How old do you think I am? Is this where you tell me you're like 12? And I have to be like, "Not sure how much you should be talking to people on Twitch." I don't know. Because, I mean, I'm a junior football coach. And some of the kids that I've coached have incredible football knowledge. Like, going back years before they were born, and they'll know stuff. So, I don't know, it's a strange one. But I will say, just a disclaimer. Yeah, I will say just a disclaimer. If you are under 18, one, my streams are PG, so I'm not going to be swearing, although you've probably heard worse in school. But I will say just be very careful on Twitch. I would say just be very careful. I am, yes, I am a football coach. Only sort of voluntary, and obviously at the moment that's not happening. So yeah, it's nothing impressive. It's just for, yeah, exactly. You just need to be really careful if you are going to sort of like follow and stick around and stuff. I'd even like be careful in like things you say as well. Just don't give out too much information, is what I would say. Like, obviously I'm not going to do anything, but like, yeah, just keep your information to yourself. If you want to talk about something, that's fine, but don't be personal about things. Very aware about keeping people safe. I know, I'm aware, but sometimes people can be doing something stupid without realizing they're doing something stupid. So I just like to make sure that as long as you're keeping yourself safe, as long as your parents probably at least know. Well, see, you're not spending money. They say where they live or what school. Yeah, don't do that, because you never know who you could be talking to. So just make sure you keep yourself safe, because people get this idea online that they have this persona, that they have this username, and it can't be tracked back to them, which is completely wrong. You're being tracked all the time. Well, not all the time, but you know. So yeah, as long as you don't do anything stupid, it's fine. Anyway, we're actually about to have another game, because the 31st of December decided to take forever. Happy New Year in 2024. How old am I at this point? Old. I'm just going to say old. And then we get the transfer window opening day later. We get a couple of young players in. And we're going to need another attacking midfielder if we're going to stick with this formation. Or do we? Okay, team. Yeah, so there you go. It's not all that far away. 17. Yeah, you'll be in that age range. The New Year's Day fixtures, for the first time, I think, in this save. I think with the whole pandemic thing affecting the game, it didn't really have any New Year's Day games, but we've actually got one now, which is good. And this is one of the closest games we've got to a rivalry with Derby. Because Forest and Leicester are in the Premier League. So we don't get any of those rivalries. And then most of the others are in lower divisions. So the closest we've got Birmingham, who we've already played twice, and Coventry. Well, yeah, exactly. It's rather stopped everything. We've actually, to be fair, it's pretty much the reason I've actually started streaming, or like it's pretty much the reason I've turned to streaming. It's something to do whilst we're all in lockdown. So I've decided to stream a Save a Football Manager. Except it is so cold. Oh, my nose. It is cold. There's been massive problems with the PS5. It's been selling out so fast. Honestly, I haven't even looked to get in an Xbox One or Xbox, whatever it's called, or a PS5, just because they are so difficult to get hold of right now. I'm just going to wait. Also, how have you all of a sudden been granted nationality? I don't know how that's happened, but okay. More MLS offers for Wolvolks, which we'll accept. But yeah, PS5s have been very difficult to get hold of. I think they just recently restocked them and they went again in like minutes. It's ridiculous. But the problem is as well, because they're so difficult to get hold of, when someone does get a chance to get them, they'll buy like 5 and then sell 4 of them on eBay and make profit. Which just makes it even more difficult. Because people are just overpricing everything. Yeah, exactly. People will just get multiple and then pop them on eBay, make a profit. Which realistically, there's no law against it, so there's nothing you can really do about that. I will be gone for 1 second. I need to blow my nose. So and I'm back. Just had to blow my nose there. My neighbour bought 5 PS5s and sold 4. Yeah, it's what quite a lot of people are doing, and yeah, it is smart, but it is unfair on everyone else. Like, the amount of people that would love to have a PS5 and could actually get one, and then they can't because people are just mass buying them and selling them at. But that's kind of like the world we live in. If people see an opportunity, they're going to take it. And you kind of have to. You kind of have to take opportunities that you can get, really. Which is a horrible way to look at the world, really. Still on an A+. Apparently, they're disappointed with the results. God, this is my point. I'm definitely looking at trying to get a PC. Like an actual proper one. Because I would like to do streaming a little bit more properly and maybe like branch out into some other games as well. Because I enjoy playing Football Manager, but it's a game I can play on here. Just because... Actually, I've just noticed I haven't done any of the roles, have I? It's a game I can play. Because it's not graphically dependent. So I'm not having to try and get the best graphics possible out of the game, because it's not going to be affected by that. Because I have no players right now. Sorry, Bird. I think you're going to be playing it, mate. I've got no players for this Coventry game. We are very tired. We might struggle here. I'm definitely looking at potentially getting a PC in the future to kind of play some more graphically dependent games. I don't know what those games would be right now, but I kind of just take what I kind of play on console and I would bring them to computer. Though, still don't know what those games would be. I'd have to think about it. I have zero clue how that's gone in, and I don't care. Hugo scores. Yeah, that went in somehow. So this is fine. Story throwing himself in the way. I think this is a new partnership, actually. I don't think we've had Story and Knight at the back together. Coventry just apparently popped off 5 shots out of nowhere. It's good to see that we've had 1 shot and it's gone in. As Bird's just played a horrendous pass. Wow. That was awful defending and a good save from Declan Rudd. I was shocked. Who was that? Was that Story? Because that was awful. You just kind of let him walk past. That was very weird. We are getting slightly battered by Coventry. Maybe go balanced and hope a little bit more. They've had a lot of efforts. I don't know whether they're just really attacking. They're coming again. Goodness me. Cautious? Not even sure right now. Can we not give the ball away this time, please? It does look like they're pressing quite high up the pitch. I think we're making a lot of mistakes at the moment. I'm trying to get out from the back. Gilby just sends it. Is that onside? Round the keeper. Lovely finish. And it's onside. Happy days. Well, 3 shots, 2 goals. We will accept that. Although straight away, kick-off highlight. I like how they've got a centre-back with the same name as my backup keeper. Story sweeps that up nicely. Oh, John Alexander actually got that ball. Can he get round his man? No. Bird is tired already. What a ball from Gilby. Hang on. Oh, look at that. What a goal that is. That's a fantastic goal. 4 shots, 3 goals. They must be wondering what has hit them. If you're managing Coventry right now, you are fuming. John Alexander, nearly with his first goal for the club. You are wondering how this is happening. 13 shots, 7 on target, 1.39 XG, and you haven't scored and you're 3-0 down. That is a little bit dark. I suppose I'm not really that pleased, though. Bizarrely. We haven't been that good. We've just been very, very clinical. We're back to what we were doing before. The lad that we sold to Coventry isn't even playing. In fact, neither of them are. The 2 players that left Derby to go to Coventry aren't actually playing. What is going on? Declan Rudd is playing an absolute blinder. Oh, wow. 4 spam messages at the same time. That is maybe a new record. 5! That's maybe a new record. Oh no, I say maybe. That is absolutely a new record. 5 spam messages. Need to find a way to get that blocked. Oh, 6. Wow, we're being raided by spammers. Alright then. Hey, look, if your spam accounts all want to follow, that'd be great. Right, let's get rid of all of these. I'm having to be really careful here. I'm trying to be really careful not to ban the wrong people here. And there we go. There we go, that got rid of those ones. That's how to get rid of spam messages, everybody. By everybody, I mean two. How on earth are we still 3-0 up in this game? We have not been good whatsoever. They might end up swapping. Can Gilby play ball winning? Kind of. It's good enough. He can do it well enough. Brighton are winning. Norwich are beating West Ham though, which is starting to give us and Brighton a little bit of comfort. But this game is definitely not over. Coventry could easily score 3. Here we go. Oh, Declan Rudd denies them again. What a game Declan Rudd is having. What an absolutely sensational game. Bring O'Dowda on for Osborne. My players are actually doing okay. Say that, Alexander's now tired. How on earth are we 3-0 up in this game? Coventry have actually been amazing. Great tackle by Itten. Can we break again? We're on cautious. We're slowly breaking. Hugill could get a 4th. Oh, straight at the keeper. I thought Hugill was going to get his 4th of the game. Alexander and Itten are tired. Hugill is as well. We're going to take... I don't have a striker. Saba's going to get to play striker today. Congratulations. You are now up front. Oh, Brentford get a... Well, I say late. 79th minute isn't late, per se. Oh, no. Don't take Rudd's clean sheet away from him now. Oh, it took Declan Rudd's clean sheet away from him. He's played an absolute blinder, and it takes his clean sheet off him in the 94th minute. That's actually a bit of a shame. We'll take the win, though. That's 2 wins in a row against 2 teams we should absolutely be beating. So, at least we're winning games we should win. Like, Blackburn are up there. They're fighting for the playoffs. So it's not like they were a team that we absolutely should be beating no matter what. But does put a little 3-point gap. Did Brentford hang on to that? Oh, they actually added another one. Penaranda, the former Watford forward, I believe. But Brighton get a 1-0 win over Middlesbrough. Drops Middlesbrough out. Actually, no, it doesn't drop Middlesbrough out of the playoffs. Or did it? No, it did, actually, because Birmingham have gone in. Blackburn drew with Oxford. It's good to see Oxford putting up a fight. I'm surprised they've got as many points as they have, but that's really good to see. It is a pretty brilliant season so far. It was not one of our better showings. That's a good way of putting it. We haven't spent a lot of money, which has been nice. We've got a lot of money that we can spend. This Paderborn manager, I think, is just living in England at this point. He has watched every single Max Bird game. As soon as this, we're expecting about 3 offers from Germany for Max Bird. And I'm going to reject them all because we need him. But we now get 5 days, and then it's the FA Cup third round. You've got to love the magic of the FA Cup. It is just a competition that allows such strange things to happen. The weirdness of things that happen in the FA Cup is great. So that was entertaining. Was that 6 spam messages of the same message all in one go? I'm glad they were all synced up at least, you know. You got to have synchronized spamming. Could be a new sport. There you go. Synchronized spam messaging. At least none of those can message again. They're all banned. That hasn't happened in a while. It's been a little while since that happened. There. See, I make a new logo and it attracts spam bots? Okay. Only bots like the logo. It's a very basic logo because I have no editing skills. As the transfer window is about to open, and we could get a little bit interesting in this window. We could really strengthen, or we could focus on youth, in which we've already got 2 pretty young players coming in. As soon as this opens, we get Reynolds in, we get Shaw. Shaw was not me, I didn't buy him. But that's fine. Here we go. And they're looking to change the season expectations. So top half was the original. If I say reach playoffs, I get 6,000 extra wages. If I say promotion, I get about another 6 on top of that. We're going to leave it at top half. That's not worth it. If it was a considerable amount of money, I would think about it. How are West Ham thinking of spending 32.5 million? Is it because you're not in the top 2? Are you upset because you're 4th? You're like, we should be straight back. We're too big to be in the Championship. Let us back. We're 13 points clear of 7th is the main thing I'm looking at. I would love to get Hamza Chowdhury. Hamza in his prime. Love a bit of, oh, he's injured. Sammed again. Why is it every time I look at a player, they're injured? Who's top scorer? Jordan Hugel's 2nd. This is Dane Scarlett. I really don't like this guy. He is really good. And he's got 2 years left on his Spurs deal. 2.5. Antoine Semenyo. He's doing very well for not being the greatest of players. Like, he's not bad. I wouldn't say he's great, though. Hang on, how old is he? 23, about to turn 24. I wouldn't say he's the best of players. Butland, Stankovic, Gunnarsson, clean sheets. Corley with assists. Cowley? Corley. I don't know. Michael Elise is up there. If I could afford that, I'm second as well. Hey, look at that. Matching up. And we're in about the same time, aren't we? You said you're in December, right? We've just entered January, so we're around about the same point. George Dobson. It's not actually bad. Players' values seem to have really skyrocketed. Oh, wait, I know why. I know why everyone's price has shot up. Work permits are now a thing. That's why. So Volks is probably leaving. We most likely need like another centre mid and another attacking mid just in Jan as well. There we go. Perfect timing. Look at that. We've absolutely nailed that timing then. Rashford, Phil Johnson. Is Richie Kershaw ready for the first team? I'm going to realign his training back to advanced playmaker. He's close. He's not far off. 5th of Jan. We're 2nd of Jan, so it is pretty close then. Is Richie Kershaw ready for the first team? His vision's incredible. His passing's not quite there, though. I think at the moment he gets slightly lost. I don't think he's ready yet. So if I was to get another attacking mid, it would be a backup, and he probably wouldn't be a backup, and he wouldn't be required for very long. And then Liam Penfold is potentially ready for the first team as well. Either foot, which is amazing. We are looking for, at the moment, I would say, a backup attacking midfielder, but one to just be here for like half a season or like a season, because then we can graduate Richie Kershaw into the first team from the under-23s. So this is Richie Kershaw. We're looking to graduate him up to the first team in the next year or so. And potentially another centre mid, because Will Volks should be leaving. And if we are going to play 4-2-3-1, then we're going to need a little bit more depth in the middle. And there's also the question of what happens to Max Bird, because he is wanted by Paderborn, who are in the 2nd tier, actually. I don't think they can afford him. I would like to think they cannot afford him. Welcome back, Bryce. Barry's not ill anymore, which is good. Itten might be alright as the other attacking midfielder. I'm not sold on his abilities, but he might do for now. His vision's not good, but he did just play in that last game, and he actually played better than when he's played up front. So I suppose if we did that with Itten, then we've still got Whittaker, Barry, then we don't need an attacking mid. And then we can just kind of focus on centre mid. And that would probably be it. I don't think we need a lot more than that. So maybe just centre mid, actually. So I'd rather let Itten kind of cover attacking midfield, and then Kershaw has the time to just develop, and we can send him out on loan for this next sort of 6 months. Let him develop, let him improve, and then he can hopefully come into the first team next season along with Penfold. They are the main two I'm hoping to graduate up to the first team next season. Though that heavily depends what division we're in. If we happen to get promoted, it might have to wait another year for them to move into the first team. If we're still in the Championship, then I think I can do it. If we're in the Prem, it's a bit of a risky one. to graduate them up and have them probably not playing a lot. So I'm hoping not to do that. It's been a much more productive stream though, which has been really good. We are starting to get more people coming by, which is good. And for once, the sun isn't like blaringly in my face, which is quite nice. I appreciate that. Well done, sun, for not blinding me for once. Okay, there we go. I think this is going to be a very interesting transfer window. There's a lot of things we can do here. There could potentially be a few players out the door, though I'd rather there wasn't. And then potentially a few names in. I wouldn't mind going more of a youth direction in the signings. Obviously, we've got 2 already. So straight away, we made an offer to Leo Watson. It's just is that a compensation deal? 29,000 overall 42. 45 scout report. I don't think so. I don't think he'll be coming in. So we bring in Reynolds and Shaw. So they'll go straight in the under-23s. Reynolds has been put in the senior squad. He's not quite ready for that. But him and Penfold are the 2 that we are hoping can be academy centre-backs, which would be really good. These are folks. This is fine. The players interested in joining New York City. If you want to join New York City, that is absolutely fine by me. As the registration window reopens. Because we had a tiny bit more money for Robbie Much. Scouting. Not looking at him. Jacob Brown at Stoke. Is he not playing? He's not playing a lot. Only got 6 months left on his contract. Is a winger or a striker primarily? He's not bad, but I don't think we need him. I don't think he's going to exponentially make us better. Good old youngsters from Argentina. Everyone's old trick. Scott Twine. Scott Twine is a good player in this game. For, I would say, League 1, kind of League 2, Scott Twine is a really good player. He caused me quite a few problems. But I don't think he'd be Championship. Anwar El Ghazi. Is this a former Villa? It is. He's playing for Feyenoord now. He's not a bad player, actually. He's really not bad. He's just 28, which is a little bit older than I'd like to be getting for this team. Nicholas Haas, his contract expires. Wants to be box to box, but his finishing isn't great. He's got the work rate for it. Deep line playmaker, vision is average. It's okay. Alexi Desart. Another guy's contract is coming to an end. Probably wouldn't get a work permit though. Just from looking at him, I don't think he'd get one. This could be an interesting player. Gianluca Gaetano has under 21 caps, which would help. He's not really a centre mid though. He's really not a centre mid. He's an attacking mid. Tempting. A guy playing for Boreham Wood. I don't know why it would show me a guy from Boreham Wood. How good is he? He's not that good. He's 22. We'll scout him to see if he's got potential. Hey, up. Here we go. QPR youngster, Ashley White. Extremely good dribbling. He can run with the ball, and that is about it. We'll take a look at him, though. Edward Loven. That is a very good-looking centre-back. Wants to leave for playing time. He looks very good. I don't think we could probably afford him, really, but very good player. Dion Sanderson. Fullback, I think we're okay. I could potentially get a right back, just because I could send Leo Connor back. Or we could pre-contract this guy and have him and Dionku as the right backs going into next season. Which I don't think would be the worst. He looks alright. He's nothing amazingly special, but he looks okay. Adam Ida. He is someone I would really like. You have to actually right. He's too good. I think there might be just a tiny bit of bias in there. The budget's really good. We made a lot of sales in the summer. Oh, why has this changed? Oh, everything's changed. It's here now. 32 million in transfer budget. We've got 135,000 in wage budget. I need to move these back because this has thrown me off. Finance and salary goes there. That manager performance should probably go there. And then available jobs could be an interesting one to put in here, just to see what's going. As you can see, I have a lot of leagues loaded. Is there anything in England? Malmo is interesting. Hamilton in Scotland. Feyenoord. Cologne, but not that one. Schalke. 16th in the Bundesliga. Oh, they know the pain. Panzer in France. Patrick Roberts is someone I recommend. I remember once, actually, in real life. He's at Wolfsburg. That makes him cheaper. If he's at Wolfsburg, he's going to be cheaper. Because trying to get English players from English clubs is going to be really hard now. That's kind of tempting. And play him as a inverted winger rather than a winger, which I've been playing so far with this new formation. I've been playing wingers, which he wouldn't really fix. His crossing's not brilliant. Very good flair, very good dribbling. Definitely enough pace. Good passing. Vision's up there as well. Great off the ball. He does look like a really good player. I do know of him in real life. Obviously, he's been a little bit hit and miss, kind of out of the limelight, unfortunately. But I can't. Who was it? I think it was when Leicester sold Riyad Mahrez to Manchester City. There was rumours that Patrick Roberts was going to be coming the other way. And that never happened. Simon Sandberg, 29. I want to try and keep younger players coming in with Derby. Like, this is young enough. We seem to be getting a lot of reports from Wolves players. Can he play just regular centre mids? He can play deep lying, though his tackling is horrible. And then Sean Poole, promising midfielder at Spurs. His first touch is wild, and his passing is incredible too. He's definitely a deep lying playmaker. I don't think he's going to be that amazing. He's very kind of one-trick pony. I think we're gonna go a little bit slower for a little bit. We'll definitely get the Salford game in. And hopefully we will get a little bit further, but then I'm going to do some more scouting. 6-0, okay. Although Stretton's actually off, so that was actually Stretton's last game, and he scored a hat-trick. But I'll give you that one. Good shout, Patrick Roberts. That's a good player right there. Joe Hart's actually playing in goal, though Alfie Roberts, the goalkeeper, playing right back. And we still won 6-0 with a right back at with the goalkeeper at right back. Which I just call impressive, to be honest. Though I think you realise your under-23s are pretty bad when you lose 6-0 and one of their goalkeepers is playing right back. That's when you realise that you are not good. If you get promoted, Wamangituka. The only reason I know who Wamangituka is because of that goal he scored for Stuttgart, where he capitalised on the confusion. Was it Wolfsburg, I think? And they all got confused, and he walked in on goal, stopped the ball, stood there, looked back at them, and then absolutely leathered it in the net and got booked for it. How are you going to get booked for that? Like, come on. You can't be booking him for that. That is just harsh. I think every team in the MLS has made an offer for Will Volks at this point. Pretty sure it's every single team. So we got our 2 youngsters in. We're not doing that. This is going to be a very weird... Oh, yeah, we're not doing this. Sorry, Leo Watson. I'm sure you're a great person, but not right now. Supposedly, was this during stream or was this off stream? I can't remember, but I've had the report for what the youth intake should be like this season, and it's apparently meant to be good, which gives me hope. Because if Derby is saying it's good and we've got like excellent youth facilities and like excellent youth development and stuff, then I'm hoping that means we're going to have at least sort of 2 or 3 really good potential players. But we can only hope. Obviously, we've got a couple of players that I think could break into the first team next season. I don't think they're quite there yet. I think Penfold's probably the closest to getting into the first team. If we're able to sell Kevin Long, which I doubt, or loan him out even, I'll bring Penfold into the first team rather than signing a new centre-back. Although Penfold, I mean, he could have Salford. I'm thinking now. Or we kind of say, forget it, we haven't got a game for another week after this, let's just go all in. Which I might do, to be honest. Just to try and give us the best chance of going through. Because I don't want to mess this up. We'll certainly take a look at some players. I might end up taking this January almost quite slowly. Just because I want to kind of give myself the best chance of building for the future. I'm going to try not to do too many pre-contracts. Just because I feel like you can slightly cheese the game with pre-contracts. It's the same with FIFA as well. If you just get to January and start doing loads of pre-contracts, the game's dead easy. So I'd rather not have it come to that. I'd rather keep it a little bit more realistic. Might have a look how Wamangituka's doing, actually. Just out of sheer interest. If you've got any players as well that either you've got them in your own save or they're a player that you're interested in real life, if you just put them in, I'll have a look at how they're getting on. Actually, one thing I'm interested in is if Wayne Rooney's got another job. Because Rooney was interim Derby manager before I came in. And then he decided to leave rather than go back to a coaching role. I tried to get him back, but he didn't want to. So I'm interested to see if anyone's actually signed him to be a coach. Or if he's got a manager's job or anything. I'd be very intrigued to see. We are in a very, very slow January, apparently. I know it took a little bit of time to look at some players, but come on, game, you can do this better. Charlie Kelman, Rob Dickey, Max Waters. I know Rob Dickey is for a fact, because I saw him play recently. Kelman, I think I've heard of. He's got 7 messages, unfortunately none of them are sales. Mick Curtis, I don't know who that is, he's not very good. Obviously we're favourites. But Salford are doing well in League 2. Science Country's doing really well. No, we didn't. Great Spectacle. What position do we want to strengthen? Probably midfield. Adam Armstrong's on the transfer list. Hold the phone. I go back with Adam Armstrong in Football Manager. He's brilliant. Or he has been anyway. He used to be really, really good. That's got me intrigued. I might take a look at him. Charlie Kelman. Charlie Kelman is still in the QPR under 23s, and his contract runs out at the end of this season. Had loan spell at Kilmarnock, 4 goals in 16 games. He did okay. That's a heck of a game. The last time he actually played for QPR, he scored twice off the bench. And for some bizarre reason, they've never played him since. I don't get that one. That's an odd one. Rob Dickey is still at QPR as well. 27. Looks pretty good. Actually looks really good. We have a scout report on him already. He's quite expensive. He's good though. And Max Waters. Is that Crawley? Still, actually, yeah. He's the one who just recently got bought by Cardiff, I think. His contract actually runs out at the end of this season as well. Hasn't really developed, unfortunately. He's not really developed at Crawley. 47 goals, 138 games, though. And then trying to spell Wamangituka. There he is. He's still at Stuttgart. Wow, okay. Wanted by Almeria. He hasn't really developed that well. Scout him. He's very high value, but he doesn't really look that good. He's got very odd traits as well. Yeah, it was Cardiff Perry in the other one. Yeah. Is it Perry Ung or Perry NG? He went to Birmingham on mine, I believe. I saw him recently. Oh no. He went to... Wait. He went to That's creepy. That's a little bit creepy. He's at Cardiff. Did they buy him? Or was he free? 210,000. I feel like that's a lot less than what they paid for him in real life. Huh. Some weird ones in there. Some players really have not developed. Which is slightly odd, but there we go. You would like at least some of them to develop a little bit better. Sometimes some players really just do not improve in this game. You're just like, I want you to be better. Be better, please. As Stretton gets to leave us today, that's just one of our under-23 players, so we say goodbye, Mr. Stretton. Yeah, the rejection offer for 250,000. They've ended up accepting somehow less than that. I don't know what they've done there, but there you go, I guess. Apologies, just in my little bit of advertisement right now. Now we're still going. We're alright. Just doing my little bit of Twitch advertisement right now and just checking that I wasn't sat on a loaded screen. Goodness, we're still processing. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought. There we go. Ah, it's because a load of moves were happening. Fair enough. So Jack Stretton joins Dundalk in Ireland. Press browse, I think. Yeah, you can press browse. I just know that it sort of limits sometimes what you're able to do. Why is his determination going down? The squad's less desirable characters have had an effect lately. Right, so someone who isn't happy or is a bit of an idiot has had an influence on him. So look at that, potential Premier League attacking midfielder. I don't want to lose that potential. And if his determination goes down that much, we might lose some of that potential. And that would suck. Yeah, I do know you can press browse, but I'm not 100% sure what you're able to do. I think you can literally just like look at screens. I don't think you can particularly go about doing anything, which is a little bit of a shame. If you could just kind of press continue and have it move forward a bit, as if it was kind of like starting time. Like when it came in, you could have it so that it was stopped and you could do what you wanted to do. But then you could click continue and then you could have like a time speed bar. So you could be like times 10 speed or whatever. So you could get through an hour a lot quicker or whatever. You could almost play it like real-time speed. And then just really fast forward when nothing's happening. And then when you want to slow it down, you can kind of like pause it or one speed it or whatever, and you can go through doing stuff. I personally think that would be really cool. I think it would be hard to implement. Story's happy with the time he's getting. Oh, here we go. Derby versus QPR will be on the television. What a choice of game that is. They've chosen a lovely one there for us. Thank you very much, game. That will most likely be next stream, I think. I think that will be tomorrow, probably, the QPR game. Because we've got now Salford, Southampton, Sunderland, Norwich, Palace, West Ham. Oof, Palace, West Ham, QPR. Ouch. Okay. So they're not till February, yeah. It's got a little bit of time before that one. QPR had a really good start to this season, and they just bombed. They just disappeared. I think the game that we played them, we won 2-0, could have been about 10, and QPR ended the game with 9 men. So that was a bit of a weird one. But this is going to be a weird game. Hi, Salford. Because it's actually given me what would be seen as a pretty kind draw. But I'm never 100% convinced. You always feel like something is going to go stupidly wrong. Well, Salford, owned by a majority of the former Manchester United team. A whole bunch of them are invested in Salford. There we go. So Will Volks is on his way to America. He might have been useful for this game. Probably not. I'm probably just going to go first team, to be honest, because we've got a week. Although I wonder if there's replays. My brain is wondering if there's replays now. Because there might be. And if there are, well, there's a stat. Elias Chair with the most key passes in the Championship. Middlesbrough just got £9 million. That's very nice. We get potentially 1.3 million for Will Volks, which I am more than happy with. Under 18s. They're fourth bottom. I call that a bonus. Lee Russon and Dennis Kamaj with the goals. Two of the less likely scorers. Why does it keep changing my screen? I don't know why it keeps changing this screen at the moment. Every time I come here, it's showing me different things. We've got league table over there. Manager performance, that's the one. I don't know why it keeps changing everything that's coming up there. That's odd. But anyway, Whittaker and Gilby are back. In what should be a pretty comfortable game. I say that. I say should be comfortable. Yeah, slightly terrified about that. Who's got a better ball playing out of Knight and Burke? 13 with 9 vision. 13 with higher vision. So Reece Burke's going to take that one. We're going to let Buchanan play again. I think we probably are. Should probably give Bird a rest. That does mean Alex Gill will be playing. Yeah. I might just go with this, to be honest. Maybe play O'Dowda. Keep Hugh Gill. So it actually ends up being kind of a backup team again. Did Saber out? Got Osborne on the bench. Just get some fitness in amongst the backups, because they played the Coventry game. If they play this one, they're going to get some fitness back. And then we can kind of make them sit out and chill again. Long. I'll put Long on the bench just because he's not really played. Coman's injured. Could put Whittaker on the bench instead of Barry. Whittaker can play 45, so he could come on. I don't know if he's going to be played for someone who starts on young. Jack Diamond. I have seen Jack Diamond's name. I think he was still playing for Sunderland. If I remember, I'll have a look at him after this match. I've definitely seen him before in this save. We've been on a good run lately. We beat 24th and 21st in the Championship. I'm not sure we can call that a good run, but okay. The Salford might get an early chance here. This is certainly not a major first team from me. Itten all the way back there. Buchanan. This is why I don't want to play what has Leo O'Connor done there. Good save, Kelleher. You see, this is why Brown and Dionku are my fullbacks and not Buchanan and O'Connor. Because these things happen. There is a good reason behind it. And they've had a not bad start. They're getting chances. Buchanan's had to throw himself in front of one. Now a long-range free kick from Hunter. Oh, my goodness me. That was a strike. With his 11 free kick taking, Ashley Hunter. With an absolute belter of an effort. I thought that was in for a moment. Really bad start, but we've now got a corner. That's a terrible corner. Alexander on the edge. Go on, John. First goal for the club. Penalty. Oh, that was a horrendous challenge. Oh, he tried to kill him. Hugo scores the penalty. I'm surprised Alexander's still got legs. That's one of the worst challenges I've ever seen in this game. And somehow, it wasn't even a yellow. Jacob Davenport as well, if you remember. That's absolutely fine. More the merrier, to be honest. The more players I can get to look at, and the more players either you or anyone else who comes in can recommend, it makes my life easier. It makes things quicker as well. There's less time sort of sat on a menu of me just scrolling through players. So it definitely helps. What the heck was that from Itten? Oh, what a ball, Callum. Oh, what a save! Oh, that was such a good ball from O'Dowda. That's a really good save from Renshaw. Corner ball. Go on, Reese, have a go. Oh, he has. I mean, that's a centre-back trying to shoot from 20 yards. I'm surprised he even went on target, to be honest, though. So, I keep going to call him Crew. Salford. That's a good ball. O'Dowda's got a lot of space there. Just run out wide. There you go, and get a ball in. Hugo can win headers. Or Alexander on the edge. I'd like to see Alexander score a goal. He hasn't got one yet. We've definitely taken over in dominance in this game, but still only 1-0, and it was only a penalty. Chris Renshaw's playing really well in goal for Salford. I still nearly called him Crew. Hit him with a good ball. Alexander keep it in. Well done. Pull it back. Shoot. We are struggling to convert chances. We either do what we did in the Blackburn game, where we just don't score at all, or we do what we did in the Coventry game, where we have 4 shots and score 3 of them. There's no middle ground right now. I would quite like a middle ground. I would especially like us to get a second goal, to be honest. I don't think Encourage is going to do well. No, I didn't think it would. I didn't think they'd like Encourage. I'm going to bring Sibley on. We're going to go a little bit first team, just so they don't completely lose all their... What did Itton's legs just do? You're seeing fun today and seeing some enjoying the streams today. Thank you very much that you're enjoying them. That's awesome. Stream today will probably go on for another about half an hour or so. I'll probably try and get the Southampton game in. That looked offside. It was. I'll probably try and get the Southampton game in, which is a week away. Plus, there's going to be me potentially looking for another centre mid. So it might be a little bit of time yet. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll see kind of how things are going. I doubt we can apparently play right wing. Not really. I guess we'll bring on Whittaker at right wing. See how he gets on with that. I think he's left-footed though. Hang on. I'm pretty sure Whittaker's left-footed. Yeah, he's much better as an inverted or an inside forward. We'll play him inside forward because he is a striker. No, that wasn't actually a chance, unfortunately. That's going to stay in. Is this actually going to be a Salford chance? Or is this just because I was making a change? Knight does well, because I was making a change. And Hugo's offside. And the final change has to be striker, really. Oh, there we go. Kelleher's just had to make a save. Out of absolutely nowhere. Oh, I've just... I didn't put a striker on the bench. That's not very smart. I've had smarter moments. Gilby will come off the Bird, and they will swap. And Bird will go ball winning. Bird's star ratings have disappeared for some reason. I think this is an actual highlight, which slightly worries me because O'Connor's way up the pitch. No, Burke does well. You would think that Burke and Knight could cover them off. Good ball on site? No. Of course it's not. Can't have a comfortable ending to a game, can we? Nope. If they score in the 90th minute, and we've got a free kick, as long as they don't clear this, third of the back post over. Should have been more convincing than this, but it'll do. It gets us through is the main thing. And that should be it. That's alright. We dominated. It should have been more. We'll take it though. I believe this is my first time into the 4th round. In FM21 anyway. Remember when I mentioned about the sun earlier? Yeah, it's directly in my eyes now. They can be proud of themselves. What else have we got? Burke. I don't think so. Were they unhappy? I'll listen to them, but they have to trust me as well. Why do you nickname your players their full name? I know it is. Hang on. I'm going to go a bit red again. Ignore that. This is all I can do to keep the sun out because of where I stream from. So I'm going to go a little bit red. The nicknaming is... I put the little... I don't know if you can see it particularly well. There's a little star on the end of every player's name. And then also with staff as well. So you see here with staff, there's a star on the name of each staff member. It just lets me know that I have had them. Because obviously players move on, you move on to another club. And sometimes you'll come across a player and you start thinking, have I had them before? I'm not sure. And you sort of trawl through everything and you're like, maybe we lined up here. And so instead of that, I star them so that I absolutely know that I've had them at some point. So it just is a little thing to let me know that I've had that player before. Quick water break. I think it's actually something that I took from the same friend that I'm doing the online save with on this game actually showed me that one. But it used to be previously that you could just go into set nickname, and when you press that, their full name would still be there. So you'd literally just click on the end, add a star, and move on. Unfortunately now, when you go to set nickname, it gives you a blank box. So I have to fully type in the full name. Which is annoying. You had a couple of players, didn't you? Jack Diamond. So he's in the under-23s for Sunderland. How much potential has he got? Let's see. It's a... Oh, goodness. It's a tier 10 England save. So we're kind of doing a path to glory with really, really low teams from a downloaded file. So we're in tier 10 and we're trying to kind of build a club from complete non-league Sunday league football all the way up as far as we can, really. So I've got one team and he's got another team. And we're trying to see how far we can go with them. But Jack Diamond looks like he hasn't developed too much. And then Jacob Davenport. Don't think I know who Jacob Davenport is. He's in the first team, though. And he looks alright, to be fair. I'm not sure I would personally buy him. We don't have a report on him. We haven't scouted him. Really determined, which is great. Okay, that'll be good for me. Yeah, it is. It has been a good amount of fun so far. We're getting towards the back end of the first season, and we're both doing quite well. Though the main issue is that there's only one team gets promoted. So you have to get very lucky and hope you win the league. else you're stuck. And there's also 2 of us in the same league, so if one of us gets promoted, we've left the other behind, which is a little bit unfortunate. I don't think either of us are top at the moment. I think there's one of the AI teams has just decided to be absolutely incredible. I quite like Jacob Davenport, actually. He's quite a good player. He's got good little stats. He's got good pass in the right areas. How much does Sunderland want for him? Would be cup tied. Not ideal, but I think most people are going to be cup tied. 1.7 million. We would have to register him, which I believe we're okay. Yeah, we've got 3 registration spots left. Not that I can tell. This is a downloaded one, though, so it may not be 100% accurate. It's not like a fully FM sanctioned one, so I don't know how accurate it is. Oh, they've accepted 1.3. I think we'll go with Jacob Davenport. I think we'll give him a go. I don't think he's going to ever be a starter, and it's unfortunate that he's going to be cup tied. But he's going to have a better chance here than he's going to have at Sunderland. And that's not a whole lot of money for him. The amount of money we've got, if we can bring in like a cheap English midfielder, definitely helps the registrations and such. We've got a few days till the Southampton game. I will get that one in. Which I think will mean we'll have only played 5 games this stream, which is a little bit less than I would like. But there's been a lot of kind of talking and obviously sorting out transfer business and such. So there's been a lot more going on, which is good. So if that means we go a little bit slower, then that's fine by me. We're still going to get through the season. Whatever pace we end up going. Again. Too bad. I think he looks... Well, that's annoying. I didn't realise that. Sunderland just bought him, so I can't. That's actually a shame, because he does look good. Probably should have noticed that, shouldn't I? Would have saved me some time as well, that would have. Yeah, we saw him, but we can move on. No. Croatian centre-back at Sheffield United. It's a weird mix. 28. Yeah, I think he's only just signed for Sunderland. He's been he got bought in the summer by them, so it's too early for him to move again. Ben Knight is an interesting player. Right winger / attacking mid. I mean, he's probably a striker more than anything else. He's missing in a lot of areas. I honestly think he'd be a striker more than anything. He's a 3-star striker with a lot of potential. However, Man City don't want to sell him, and he's got 2.5 years left. Yep, we're not doing that one then. Brannigan, too much. O'Hare, that's quite a bit as well. Noam Emran. A lot of potential and very interested in joining. But he doesn't have a work permit, so we can't do anything there. Right. Time to try and find a central midfielder. See what we can find. Bring Will Hughes back. We could bring Will Hughes back. So it's just Lewis Travis. Lewis Travis we just played against, didn't we? He was playing for Birmingham in that game we lost. He was in the midfield for them. Or not. Oh, Travis. What am I reading? I don't know why I put Travis. Oh, my voice has gone. Hang on a sec. Oh. My voice is here. We're fine. Goodness me, hello. Very high quality player. Very, very much money. Though, he is the kind of player you could probably take into the Premier League. Doesn't say particularly what level he'd be playing in. Yeah, I think Lewis Travis is a little bit too expensive right now. Ogbu. Who is Ogbu? Igo Ogbu? This guy, Igo. No, he's a centre back, it's not him. Is it the other one? Olu was... Oh, goodness me, that's a name. No, that's a regen. I'm confused. Are you on about Igo Ogbu? Can play in midfield, just... He would definitely be a better CDM. I don't think he's quite... I don't think he's quite the quality that we'd be looking for. Oh, I could get a play from Martinique. Mikhail Malsa. Listed for 4.2. Not sure which one, never mind. One was a regen, so I'm assuming it's not him. I'm assuming it was the one that was at IK Start. This guy does look really good. Plays for Martinique. Like, what a nationality that is. Could get him for 4.2 million, but he is 28 already. And you've got, like, Facundo Mata. Could loan him. Very attacking player, though. Do I want another defensive midfielder just to cover for Max Bird? That might be the way to go with this. I keep looking at this guy, this Hisham Badawi. Badawi? I'm not sure. There wasn't anyone else on either. Oh, that's weird. I haven't seen another one. So we've got Igo and that one. Oh, is it Eze Ogwu? No, that's a regen as well. What? Maybe he's just vanished. He's just decided he doesn't want to be here. That's weird. I think he's just decided he doesn't want to be here. He's just like, nah, I'm not feeling it. I would quite like this guy, but I'd want to buy him, to be honest. I would want to buy Hisham Badawi. Leicester to Derby doesn't tend to go too well, especially on a player that is actually really good. I would like to get him. I suppose maybe if you do find him again, then you can let me know if you want to. But if not, it's not a problem. George Dobson. We did sell 2 players to Coventry, so we could always nick a player from them. They gave us about 6 million for one of our strikers. And this is an insane work rate and stamina. This man can run for days. His mentals are incredible, except decisions. Decisions are a little bit low, which is disappointing. And that wage is very high and the transfer is dubious. He looks a very good player, though. I won't deny that. He looks very good. Callum Styles. He played pretty well against me for Barnsley. Kind of looks like he's missing in a few areas. Ben Whiteman could be a shout. I think I've heard that name. Where have I heard Ben Whiteman? Oh, he's at Sunderland as well. Apparently just everybody's gone to Sunderland. This is probably why they're actually surviving. Good stamina, good work rate. What would it be? Probably not box to box. Deep lying defensive is interesting. Can tackle. He's reasonable all round, to be fair. If we could get him for cheap. That would be a pretty good move. Callum Styles is very expensive for a player that is very good. But he's slightly confusing player as well. Something getting everyone. I'd agree with you. I think they have. They've just decided to sign absolutely everyone. Which is a little bit out there. Oh, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Transfer listed 1.3. I did say I didn't really want to go box to box. He's also only 5'6", which is pretty small. He's a very good box to box. If I played box to box, I would get him, but I don't. So yeah, this Philip Suarez, deep line playmaker. And I could even get him on a pre-contract. I did say I didn't want to use pre-contract too much. I wouldn't say they're not the best. They're definitely decent for this level. And like they can do a job here, absolutely. And I would say at the moment I'm not 100% sure if I'm looking for a first team player right now. I'm tempted by this Philip Suarez, but some of the mentals put me off a little bit. He's determined and a perfectionist, which is nice. He should get a work permit. He's not been at Liverpool all that long, or has he? No, they're going for 3.1 million. And he's played all of 3 times for them. He would be the kind of player that I'd pre-contract, though, and I kind of want one now. Idrissa Gueye at Burnley. What? That's a bizarre move. Sayodele Basharu. Very unversatile player. Physically pretty impressive except his natural fitness, but high stamina. I'm starting to get to the players now where they're not hugely impressive at this point. Jack Rolls. Again, alright, but kind of lacking in some areas. He's also Cypriot, which is weird. Jason Malumbi. Hi, QPR player. Again, box to box. Although, I don't think he really is a box to box, looking at him. Because his finishing isn't there. Hollywood. Oh, that's the Luton player, isn't it? Yeah, Mpanzu. 29's a little bit on the older side. He's a very good player. I just think he's a little bit on the older side for what I'm looking for at the moment. Malumbi could be a really good ball-winning midfielder. His anticipation isn't great. I'd be interested on how much QPR want for him. How long has he been here? He's been here long enough. If I get cheeky... Ooh. Ooh. 10's a little bit much. We've got this young Everton player who doesn't seem to know where he wants to play. A lot of QPR players popping up. Andre Dezelle is someone I've had before. Very good passing and vision. He feels a little bit too much like Robertson, though. He's too similar. Daniel Barlays is another player I really like. I do really like Barlays, and he could be very cheap as well. If you don't know, keep just absolutely, yeah. Keep throwing out players. I definitely want to see what people are going with. It's not best at tackling. Might go for Barlaser. I might get him now. I could get him pre-contract, but if I can get him dead cheap. I was hoping, because he only had 5 months left, that they would want to give me him cheaper. Right. Change of plan. I can't pre-contract him. That's weird. Okay, that's a bit odd. Why is there a Saudi guy here? No? Luke Connell. Deep line playmaker again. Feels a bit one-trick pony again, though. At this rate, we might not get to the Southampton game. I might have to get up to that one off stream. We'll leave this stream kind of looking at players. Sam Field could be a really good player. What's he listed at? 500,000. He's not got the best star ratings, but he looks pretty good. His decisions aren't great. I don't know. I think he looks alright. I think Sam Field looks reasonable. I don't know. There's something not right there. Dias Piolo. Is he listed? He's loan listed. Throw a scout at him. Another Sunderland player, because there are 700 million of them. Ooh, nope, he's an attacking mid. Tom Bayliss. What are you looking like? Mazzala. Nope. Deep line playmaker. He's not bad, actually. Player. I'll definitely throw a scout at him. He's not bad. Reasonable physicals. His mentals aren't amazing. Technique-wise, pretty average. It's not bad, though. Tom Lowry. I like his mentals and his physicals, but he's a little bit lacking technically. There's Ben Whiteman. Herbie Kane. Barnsley are having a really good season, so looking at their players would probably be a smart thing, actually. Who have they got? Because they're up in 6th right now, so they're playing really well. So if we could look at... Well, actually, George Evans we sold to them. He's only played 3 times, though. Also, Stansfield and this Apo Helm are a very good centre-back partnership. They've done really well in those two. Alex Mowatt's here. He's 28. Reasonable player. One's a lone player in Chem Campbell. Darlington Nagby is injured. He's 33. Luke Thomas is actually a former Derby player. In fact, he's a Derby youth player. Wow, Cheltenham youth player. And then, yeah, this Dane Scarlett's absolutely incredible. This might end up being a lot of me looking off stream, trying to figure out who I want to get. It kind of doesn't cover a lot of areas. George Byers is listed. Ooh, hello. The tackling isn't there. What's he listed for? 375,000. He's technically very good. I don't actually have a scout review on him. Chris Ferguson. Aberdeen. Ooh, that's a price tag. Scouting. Pretty good mentals, pretty good physicals. Technically reasonably good as well. But that value is put a little question mark on it. Freddy de Jong, he's not related, is he? He's not one of the de Jongs, is he? No. Wondered if he was related to Frankie de Jong. I don't really like many of these players. A lot of these aren't really what I'd be comfortable in buying. Bilal Hussein. Sometimes you can find some players lower down that are very interesting. We've got a 19-year-old centre mid, or attacking mid. He's more an attacking mid. Casey Palmer's a decent player. I want someone who's just kind of... I like midfielders that are all-round. They're an all-round talent. Terry Taylor's just a great name. He's a good defensive midfielder. I can't go over Jeff Hendrick playing in La Liga for Tenerife. Well, that is so random. Lawson. We have looked at this Nicholas Haas before. Oliver Sorensen has caps, so he might get a work permit. His estimated cost isn't that high, and Leeds and Norwich want him. He doesn't look that great yet, but really great determination. Teamwork, work rate, his bravery is massive. I think his mentals are pretty darn good. His technicals aren't there yet. He's certainly an interesting player. Do we have the full report on him? We do. Would require work permit, would likely be accepted. Matt Grimes is an interesting one because I actually looked at buying him in the summer, I believe, and instead Brentford bought him and he flipping scored against me. One of his 5 goals, Matt Grimes has actually been really good. I missed out there. I should have bought him. I should have bought Matt Grimes. I think it was when I loaned Finlay Robertson. I looked at Matt Grimes and I thought, that's a really good player right there. And I didn't buy him. And Brentford did. And now they're reaping the benefits. So that one was slightly annoying. I'm interested by this Oliver Sorensen. Because he's not quite there yet. But he's only... he does turn 22 in a couple of months. I don't think he's quite there yet, but he could be. That is a very high percentage of next sale. I'll take that though. I think we'll try that. I'm interested by that Oliver Sorensen. There's something intriguing about him. I don't know what it is, but there is something. So it's interesting. He's more interested in the other teams. Wants a big pay rise, and in terms of language course, I'll remove it, but I might try and do it anyway. And because he's more interested in the other clubs, he doesn't want to talk too much. We'll give him 2 just in case it really doesn't work out. The potential is sort of there. He could be a Prem player in the future. Domingos Quina or Serdar. I've definitely heard of Domingos Quina. Can't remember where I've heard of him. We'll start at 7. And then I just kind of chuck out random fees here. So, increase wage each time he plays. Drop that, maybe? 11. 11 isn't bad. Okay, they've accepted that. Good. And new vice captain is going to be Reese Burke. Congratulations, Reese. Domingos Quina. He is at Southampton, who are not doing too hot this season. Honestly, would be an amazing attacking midfielder. Would be a really, really good attacking mid. If I had that kind of money, he's a player I might come back to. Like, if we got to the Prem, and I could tempt him over for a little bit less, he's one I'd look at. So that's Serdar I think I've heard of. Schalke midfielder. Oh, hello. He is Schalke's star player with a very high price tag. Goodness me, Mr. Serdar. Oof. Oof. That's a bit of an oof right there. But I could be massively wrong about this Sorensen. He could turn out to be pretty bang average. But if I can get him for 1.3 million or whatever, 1.4 million, it gives us a chance. Like, even if he doesn't end up progressing as much as I want him to, and so just giving him that 2.5 years to potentially try and hit that. I thought it was a bit less. I think he must have just got a new contract or something, because the values very much depend on how long is left on their contract. So if they've just signed a new one, their value is going to shoot up. The reason all the English players in this have shot up in value is because the work permits have just come in 2024. So all of the English prices shoot up if they're already at an English club, because they're all of a sudden worth that much more to every club that has them. That you can make a lot of money. So potentially, if we were selling, if we were selling Max Bird and we're selling him to a German team, we're going to get a lot less for him from a German team than we're going to get from an English team. So my 7.5. He's probably, well, he'll also be, I'm assuming you're in first season. I'm in 4th. So my assumption would be that he has A, been given a new contract, B, has actually developed really well. Brighton are going mental. Brighton have bought Angus Gunn for 9 million from Middlesbrough, and they're now spending 15 million on Rico Henry from Brentford. I mean, it weakens Brentford, which is a good thing. I'm very happy that it weakens Brentford. I think we're at 2 hours 20. I'm probably going to end today's stream here, and I'm going to do my own kind of hunting around, looking for some younger players to try and bring in. And then I will come back tomorrow with the Southampton game. Got a little bit caught up in looking for centre mids. But that's kind of a look into how I go about my scouting. So I'll have an idea of what kind of player skill-wise I'm looking for. And I'll go through, I'll check reports, I'll see potentials, I'll do those kind of things. And if the stats stand out to me, then I'll either scout them or make an offer. I will say, don't be afraid to make a transfer offer for a player. Or just suggest an offer. You can just say, let's see how much this does. And if it works, then great. If it doesn't, you move on. Have just noticed, Andre Wisdom is on loan at Dundee United, yet has been given an end of contract by Dundee. That's not controversial in any way. Girls' individual training is no longer suitable. What am I training Kershaw at? Maybe that is doing passing. What does he want to do? What does he think is better for him? Do we just take it off? We'll take it off. The determination thing is annoying. Anyway, that's where we're going to hold it for today. I will do some off-stream searching and trawling through players. And I'll be back tomorrow, starting from the Southampton game. There are quite big gaps in here. We don't know who we're playing in the fourth round. Actually, no, we'll do that first. Because the draw for the fourth round of the FA Cup's going to be today. We'll get that. We'll get that in, and then we'll end. Because at least we then know who we're playing. I'd rather do that first. So we'll find out who we've got in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Then end the stream. And then I will kind of spend the next 4 in-game days trying to pick up some young players that we can potentially bring in and spend some of this money, not massive amounts of it, but just kind of look around like Ireland, Wales, Scotland, and maybe abroad, but it gets a bit harder trying to bring in young players from abroad with the work permits and such now. So that gets a bit more difficult. We can bring in people who don't have a work permit and then loan them back to the country they came from. Yep, we'll just get the FA Cup draw done, and then that'll be it for today. Of course, the sun's now disappeared, so I'm now in like the pitch black. Awesome. Thank you, sun. Thank you for that. Except the sun is still blindingly in my face. So this is deciding to run really slowly. Declan Rudd's got a cold. Kelleher might be in goal. Kelleher might be in goal for the Southampton game, which isn't a problem as such. Here we go. Here's the draw. How many teams? 43. Draw all. Ooh, okay. Bournemouth at home. They're currently 15th in the Premier League. Jason Tindall is still their manager, which is more than you can say in real life, because he's already been sacked. Loris Karius is here, of all people. Though he's not the goalkeeper, it's Juan Musso from Udinese originally. Then Carl Walker-Peters, Serge Kolasinac. It's a bit of a weird one. Fred, as in Man United Fred. Fred as in Man United Fred. Okay. Oh, Ryan Kent. Dominic Solanke, Sandro Sanchez. Bournemouth have a pretty good team, but it's an interesting game. We'll have that one tomorrow as well. But that'll do it for today. I will be back tomorrow and we'll go from there.